Mesopotamia was a major ancient civilization, lasting from about 3,500 to 539 BCE. It lay between the Tigris and Euphrates rivers in what is now Iraq. The Sumerians built the first cities such as Uruk and Ur. They invented cuneiform writing around 3,200 BCE. Cuneiform was first used for trade records and later for literature. One famous work from Mesopotamia is the Epic of Gilgamesh. They invented the wheel, the plow, and developed early mathematics based on 60. That base 60 system explains why we have 60 minutes and 60 seconds. Hammurabi issued one of the first written legal codes around 1754 BCE. His code emphasized retributive justice, often summarized as eye for an eye. Other major powers included the Akkadians, Babylonians, and Assyrians. Mesopotamia fell to the Persians in 539 BCE. The Great Pyramid of Giza held the record as the tallest man-made structure for 3,800 years. Ancient Egypt lasted nearly 3,000 years, unified along the Nile, whose floods made farming actually reliable. Pharaohs weren't just kings. They were seen as semi-divine, which is why they built pyramids as eternal tombs. They developed hieroglyphic writing on papyrus and practiced mummification because they believed strongly in the afterlife. The civilization went through major eras. The Old Kingdom built pyramids, the New Kingdom gave us Tutankhamun and Ramses II. It all ended in 30 BCE when Cleopatra VII was defeated by Rome. The Indus Valley had better plumbing in 2600 BCE than most of Europe did in the 1800s. Cities like Mohenjo-Daro had standardized brick sizes, underground sewage systems, the whole thing planned like modern engineers designed it. But here's the weird part. They had a writing system we still can't read. So unlike Egypt or Mesopotamia, we have no idea what they believed or how they governed themselves. The whole civilization just declined around 1900 BCE, probably because the rivers shifted and the climate changed. So China's first confirmed dynasty was casting bronze and carving questions into bones over 3,000 years ago. The Shang dynasty used these oracle bones for divination, creating the earliest Chinese writing we know of. But then, the Zhou dynasty flipped the script with something called the Mandate of Heaven. Basically, divine justification for whoever's in charge. This is also when Confucius and Taoism emerged, shaping Chinese philosophy for millennia. So, by 221 BCE, Qin Shi Huang unified everything, standardized writing and currency, and kicked off the Great Wall. One emperor, one system, and a wall you can still see from space. Ancient Greece was never actually one empire. It was hundreds of independent city-states, each with their own government, their own army. Athens invented democracy, though only free men could vote, but the real legacy was philosophy, theater, the Olympics, math that we still use today. Alexander the Great spread all of it across 3 continents before Rome finally absorbed Greece in 146 BCE. Rome controlled over 2 million square miles at its peak, more than half of Europe. I've spent years studying how civilizations rise and fall. Rome started as just a small city-state in 753 BCE, became a republic, then transformed into an empire under Augustus. They built aqueducts that still stand today, roads across continents, and invented concrete. But by 476 CE, the Western Empire collapsed under economic trouble, military pressure, and internal division. The eastern half, though, it survived as the Byzantine Empire until 1453. Every major ancient civilization had the same blueprint. They all built near rivers for water and farming, created writing to manage their growing populations, and raised massive temples or monuments. But here's the thing. They all collapsed for eerily similar reasons. Environmental disasters, invasions, internal power struggles, sometimes all 3 at once. Same pattern, different continent, over and over again.